Hopefully I did everything right.
We're almost there.
Well, there's the Twitch schedule.
There's the schedule.
For people who want to see it, we'll go back over that probably a little bit later.
Yeah. Oh,
Jesus.
whoop, whoop, hello. Hey, thanks, Miss Stemp, for subscribing on a 2-month streak. Happy President's Day, everybody. Hope you're all having a good day. For those of you that have work off or catching the stream for the first time. Wow, look at that slow pan zoom out of my face. But I hope you all are having a good day today. We, of course, are working on the Yeti. Very quiet. Is the audio quiet? Let me know if the audio is quiet or not. But let us know. We're shooting from the hip today. But thanks for joining us. I know we had like conflicting information on what we were streaming today, and then of course we just didn't think about the fact that if we didn't do the Yeti Shaman today, that we wouldn't be able to finish this month's kit on time. So we had to make sure we were able to do that. But it's not going to be too much of an issue. Audio is quite low. Okay, we're working on it.
Everything's already turned all the way up. So
Everything's turned all the way up. Well, let me double check my little thing too, just in case there's a setting. Is there a setting here? Can I turn? Oh, okay. I'm not going to touch that. So I can move it closer to my face, but it's pretty much where it always is.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to mess up anything that makes it not work.
Right. I'm not sure. Do you need to know what channel? Does the channel correspond to that board?
Turn that part all the way up too.
There you go.
Boom. So.
Boop. Thank you. Reaper is my addiction. Good to see you. I saw you packing. You can hear us just fine? Okay, interesting. Now we're getting conflicting reports. Very intriguing. We need John to pop in. Give us a play-by-play. Shout for the whole stream. You hear us fine? Well.
All right. Yeah.
Well, we don't want to necessarily break anything, so that's where we're at. Can definitely hear fine. All right, cool. All right, I guess we fixed it in the interim. Everyone says,
fingers crossed.
People say it's fine, so it's fine. All right, cool. So if you want to go to the close cam here.
Just hard cut it? Yeah.
Boom, there we go. So this is who we are working on today. We're working on the big Yeti boy. Shouldn't be too difficult as well compared to some of the others. I mean, this is probably as easy as the Friar was. So, of course, we have already worked on the Crystal Golem, the Friar. Who we have left is the Hero, but we'll go ahead and go over them for this month's kit. Of course, the first guy that we worked on was the Crystal Golem. I still haven't seen a single completed Crystal Golem, so I am waiting.
Are you on the Discord?
I'm on the Discord, but I don't use it.
Oh.
Sorry, John.
Yeah.
But no, I have too many things to take care of, so I'm just really not on there. I pretty much hop into the general chat and just post a GIF. So anyone that has seen me in there knows literally that's all I do.
Well, if folks get the opportunity, they should definitely post in the old Discord, and we'll have John show them during Reaper Land on Fridays.
Yes. So haven't seen any of these finished. I know people are attempting it though. I've seen like work in progress shots. But so we did this guy first. I know he was definitely a challenge. Then of course we worked on the Friar last time you saw us. I have seen completed Friars. They look really, really good. You guys also are doing a good job of sort of delineating between the different tones of browns, which was pretty much the challenge there. So definitely happy to see that. Then we have lastly to work on our heroes. We've got this really sweet wizard mini to work on. This guy's metal. We'll have a very brief linked prep video for him. Literally all it was just sort of shaving some stuff down and sanding, and that's it. There was really no prep involved for him. And then, of course, the Yeti. Now then, I will briefly, very quickly show you a shout out for March's kit. And there you go. That's all you get there.
Ooh, a little bit of teaser action there.
Was that a little bit of teasing? Was that enough? Let me know if you need to see that again. You know, it was just that anyway. What was that? I don't know what we're showing off, but you know, we do have some things going on that are just sort of on the camera, off the camera, on the what is that? What are we even anyway? So you know, they're happening, but you love those little guys. Yeah. So all right, we'll just, you know, whatever. So these guys are almost all the way complete, but this is one of our friends that we'll be working on for the March kit. So I hope you guys are excited about that. I love these little sculpts. They're definitely fun and very animated, cartoony. These are actually the little friendly NPC for that kit. So we're going to be making sure that these boys or gals are protected. So that'll be a little bit of a change. You guys get a twofer instead of just getting one mini. And then for those of you that know the actual Fungoid pack, it comes with 3. I just thought doing 2 in the hour is probably about, or hour and a half is probably like as safe as we can mess with. So doing 3 would be pushing it. But they are double based for this, but either way, that'll be a little preview for you. And then of course you'll see the other ones here very, very soon. Probably earlier than later this week. So, but we can go ahead and pretend to get started here. Nope, March kits are not available yet, but once they have the photo, they'll be available. So you know for a fact that the minis are in the building, so that's always a good sign. So of course,
steps in the right direction.
Step in the right direction. They still need, you know, 30 minutes of work. They'll be good to go. So we are going to be working on this guy today. Of course, I always start with a zenithal base to help speed along the process. You can tell that's how I baked in some of those, you know, colors here that we'll be working with as well. You can see all of the colors down below. The left-hand side, the kit colors, Deep Red, Breon Blue, Brony Blue, for those that have been around, Ghost White, Surf Aqua or Surf Aqua, Highland Moss, Dork Elf Shadow, Brains Pink, and Tarnished Copper. We're going to be using more of the Brains Pink today than we have in the previous episodes. And then, of course, the core palette there on the right, Antique Gold, Linen White, Hone Steel, Greystone, Intense Brown, and Noir, or Nightmare Black, for those of you that got that as well. So, but firstly, what we're going to do is start base coating in all of our colors that we're going to be working with this whole time. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab Brains Pink. I'm also going to grab Intense Brown and Linen White, and that's going to be, sorry, not Intense Brown, Tarnished Copper. And that's what we're going to be starting to base coat the Yeti with. Now then, this guy obviously covered in a bunch of fur, so he's going to work essentially the same way that we did the warg, except it's just not blue. You know, shocking, I know, but essentially the same technique. And then we'll wash them down, and as we're waiting on that to happen, which will probably take 10 minutes to dry, we'll focus on, you know, stuff like the cool crystals in the staff and everything like that.
Shooter, thank you very much for that host. We appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you. So, how many of you guys are watching today for the first time, if you are off work? I know I saw a couple people. Let us know in the chat.
Is there a particular, you know, call sign for what we're going to see from people? We like a onesies or a twosies or something?
Let's do a 1. Yeah, drop a 1 in the chat if it's your first time able to catch us live. And then drop a deuce in the chat, or 2, probably, wording.
We needed to turn off that auto because it turned real blue when your hand was moving across the screen.
Auto, oh, white balance?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, I got it. There we go. It will no longer move. So, happy to see you if it's your first time. So what we're going to do here, we'll go ahead and show you the palette a little bit. I'm going to take Brains Pink and get that prepped in a little zone there. Add some of the Tarnished Copper, making a semi-flesh tone. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to add a little bit of black, more of the Tarnished Copper. There we go. All right. So, seeing how we sort of built the colors in here, I'm only going to be focusing on the darker areas first. We're leaving the brighter areas probably to use Tarnished Copper plus our Stone Gray. I can't really remember what I did, but we'll get there and figure it out. Nothing too crazy. So, taking this, same concept that we did on the Warg, I'm just going to be basing it in pretty much in all of the mid-tone areas.
Nice and smooth. Just laying it on thick. Would that be a correct assessment?
No, it's just really watery. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio of paint to water.
And you're just doing where it's kind of darker?
Yeah, so not the darkest areas, but sort of whatever's butting up next to the brightest parts of the zenithal highlight. So wherever our brightest highlights would be. If you were doing this at home, you would just do it anywhere other than the tops of every sort of volumetric object, if we're being really smart about it. So like his big belly's kind of a circle. Well, I'm doing everything but the top of the sphere, right? The legs are like cylinders, so I'm not doing the top of the cylinders. Or you can just wait to see where I put it and then just copy me. So that's kind of the nice part about the video. If you are unsure, you can just be more sure and do it that way. So relatively easy. The nice thing about this too is that you can go back through after we've washed stuff down and just sort of just recolor whatever doesn't make as much sense for you. Collins is doing a great job today. Well, we just started, so I wouldn't necessarily, you know, I wouldn't.
Low, and I'm staying under it.
Yeah, I wouldn't go too crazy yet, but without him, we would have no stream. So
yeah, and the sound would be worse than it currently is.
yeah, right.
Man, I'm excited about the next month's kit too. This one's still got a really cool guy left, but next month.
Yeah, next month should be pretty fun.
We also need to work on changing the name so that we're not tied to months anymore. We gotta come up with some cool
Yeah, that was
names.
the whole issue with today's stream was, oh crap, we have to make sure we're tied to the month. And then I guess we'll sort of hit around the head here. I don't have to be precise at all during this process. So
McKinney, thank you very much for that sub. We appreciate you.
now I'm just going to get more of it out. I'm going to get out quite a bit more of the linen white. And we're going to mix it in. Mix it into the color we were just applying. About 50-50.
And that helps the blending, make it a little easier so that it kind of moves in together.
Yeah, essentially, we're just trying to prep it a little bit brighter than what we want the final result to be. So that way when we wash it all down, it just sort of ties together nicely. So the nice thing about fur is that you can just sort of leave your brush strokes in the darker color of the fur, and it just looks like implied hair. So it's very nice. Yeah, if you want to come up, yeah, what would our nickname for Collins be? We have Musty Justy as created by the chat. So whenever Collins is hosting, what would it be? Can't hear you, Collins, or Quiet Collins? Is that what it would be? We'll have to figure it out.
Quiet Collins?
Mm-hmm.
That's not there. Not there. How about Super Awesome Kid? Best in the world.
Super awesome, Krusty Collins, Creeper Collins. All right, I'm liking where it's going. I'm liking where we're going. You're all moving in the right direction.
Creeper Collins is a step in the wrong direction.
Creeper Collins, I think, is definitely where we need to be going. You know, we're getting there. Barnabas Collins, Apollon Collins. Now I appreciate that one. It could just be Cheater Collins.
Cheater? No, I don't cheat. I just
we definitely know that is a truth of the situation. So
crotchety. I can get behind crotchety.
Crotchety Collins, that definitely. Curmudgeonly Collins, yeah. Anything in that category for sure.
Curmudgeon? Yeah, curmudgeon's a good word.
Yeah.
Gotta come up with those solid $4 words.
$4 words.
Things that really get you points in Scrabble. That's what we're looking for.
Ah, I see. Okay, so crotchety definitely is the right direction. All in Collins. Oh, that's clever. I like that. I do have some Brains Pink mixed into the color that we're using right now as well. Okay. Not that it makes too much of a difference.
Max, that is the word that my wife uses to describe me nonstop.
Cantankerous or nonstop?
Cantankerous.
I see.
I'm excited.
Excited for what?
This model. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh,
I
this
like
one?
the idea of this guy just like running across. This is not to shout out to things that may happen later today or not, but we've painted quite a few number of models that are for arguably my favorite of the or second favorite of the Warlord armies.
Oh, you like the Yetis?
I mean, I like the icing stead. And
Oh, okay.
That guy falls in that grip.
Yeah, I looked at them briefly, but I didn't look at like I looked at the sort of model selection, right? But I didn't look at their abilities or their doctrines or anything like that. So, are they like the elves, where it's like
Soft.
put a forest down there?
Good old soft Collins. There's so many implications with the word soft.
Mm. He's a real softy. All right, so that's pretty much it for our brightest brights that we're going to be going for. I'm going to go a little bit brighter there on the top of the belly. If you watched the stream Ann did, where she was painting that polar bear, a lot of the same concepts here. I'm just moving a little bit faster than she was. Phil Collins? Hey. Now there's an idea.
Yeah, fun fact, that is exactly why I started drinking that drink. I was like, Tom Collins, here we go, we're trying this. And then, well, from there, I get it mixed up all the time because it's an older person's drink. So I go up to bars and ask for it, and it's always awful. Phil Collins, Max, that's what a lot of people call me here for a long time because there were so many Michaels that Collins was what I was called. And then from there, it was Phil. And fun side fact, someone here had Ed convinced my first name was Phil for a few number of months.
I thought you were going to say years, knowing Ed.
Nah.
All right, so now what I did is I took a little bit of the deep red, mixed it with the noir black and the tarnished copper, and that's going to be our sort of darkest color that we start with here.
And are you just again just pushing it on there, or is there some kind of method to the stroking here? Or?
Nope. We're just blocking the colors in because the wash is going to do 90% of our visual tying together.
Ooh. Crephagus Collins? Creophagous? Man, I can't even say that.
Creole Collins? Can you give us a Creole accent?
Oh, no. I don't like spicy foods. I'm going to pass on that, too.
Oh, my gosh.
Although I am spicy.
Okay. Okay.
Is this your just like mean mugging brush? This brush you use for just doing these base coating, or is that your everyday brush?
No, I mean this is a size. Oh, weirdly, this is a size 00 Da Vinci, but it's the Series 35, so it's really long. I don't really use the 35s anymore, so I just kind of use these to beat stuff into submission. If it's a paint job that I know is just going to be kind of messy, like this one is. I don't really care about it too much, so I just kind of slap it on. Doing anything with this kind of texture as well. Sorry, I'm not aware of where my camera's positioned. There you go. Anything with a lot of texture like this, I mean, can be kind of rough on brushes, but I wouldn't be too concerned about that. All right. Oh, down here.
Do you have a wonderful Valentine's Day?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Yeah, it was pretty good, man. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. We went up to Oklahoma. Saw the family. That was pretty cool. I got to see my buddy Christian, who is in the chat sometimes as Barking Dog Studio. So it was nice to see him. Got to see some other friends too that I hadn't seen obviously since I had moved. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Took Sydney, so she got to meet everybody. who she hadn't met before. It was cool. Got to eat at restaurants that I missed. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my goal. If I'm going up there, I'm like, I just want to eat at this place and this place. And make sure I say hello to people. And that's pretty much my MO. So.
I come from a fairly small town, so whenever I would visit, especially when I was still active in the military, I would hit up Walmart because that was kind of the place that everybody had to go to do anything. That's how big my town was. So I would get all my check boxes done there, just hang out in the Walmart for like 2 or 3 hours and just say hi to people and shake hands. And
oh, you mean you were the greeter?
No. I just walked around the store and inevitably met all of the people I needed to say hi to without actually having to go to some special place to do it.
That's very intriguing. It's also it's kind of like a very high school thing too. Like, was that like the high school hangout?
It was just really the only place in town.
Just everybody would end up there. Yeah.
Didn't have a lot of options. Danshi 990 would like to know if you guys have a White Castle over there in OKC. I assume OKC.
No. No White Castles.
And definitely not in Texas.
Nope.
In-N-Out finally made its way down here, so
Blech.
Or over here. Yeah, over here is probably correct since they started in California.
All right. So, fur, base coated, pre-shaded. If we compare the two, do we have Brahms? This is, Oklahoma's the home of Brahms. So, spoilers. Yes, we have lots of them. I've actually been to a Brahms family farm. That's how.
It's my favorite fast food place because it's the only place I can get dessert and a burger and fries for $7.
There you go. So, and they make everything. Everything in that store other than the obvious name brand stuff, yeah.
Vertical stuff, yeah.
Yep. So you can see here the difference, right? Guy on the right, we'd put a wash, so we're going to build that up next. And on the left here is the pre-wash version. So really, really simple. What we're going to do here, I'm going to use Brains Pink just on its own.
Ooh. All right, chat. All right, this is what we're going to need from you guys. 5 burger restaurants in order of greatness. You can use the little greater than symbol. Let's see what we come up with.
Oh, we're going to do
top 5 burger joints.
Okay.
Because burgers sound really good. And heaven forbid you if McDonald's is on your list.
Oh. That'd be questionable. Very questionable.
Ooh, Max, I would say it doesn't have to be mainstream, but it's going to make it easier to explain your list. I'm personally a fan of, I like Muyas, given the right day.
You like what?
Muyas. It, like Five Guys, suffers from the fact that it has way too much grease.
What is Muyas?
It's a burger place, because that was what the conversation was, Joshua. We're talking about burger places. Yeah.
Where do you people live?
Here, actually.
Where's a Muyas?
There's 2 of them. There's one in Flower Mound.
Who is in Flower Mound?
This guy. And then there's another one off of 288.
What is 288? What are these?
Denton.
All you're doing is listing numbers and words that don't exist. Chat. Collins needs to be stopped.
Well, like Magnetic Gumpy. That's genius. Local dive bar into hipster brewery.
Okay.
Followed by a cookout, so just in your house.
Oh, fair.
Finally, quite literally anything else is after that. I like that. Okay. Solid 4, and then 4 and 5.
Then doesn't matter. It all tastes the same. Yeah. Does he have a pinky? No pinky.
Ooh.
No pinky.
Chevelle, and then Kuman's Corner. Everything else is far distant. Some of these places. Ooh, Robin, when I was living in Austin, there's a lot of food trucks. I will tell you, I had more tacos from those places than I ever had a burger. Barbecue.
If you want to pop your head out,
yeah.
There's someone lost at the top of the stairs.
Only a few doors.
That's when you never know. All right, so I'm going back and just editing some of the highlighting here real quick. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Your presence has been noted in chat already. So, I'm gonna let this dry here for a second as we review everyone's
Country Collins.
country Collins. Well,
I'll go with the bye, y'all.
country Collins. Jeez. Don't do it.
As long as it doesn't break TOS, don't really care.
do it.
TOS is always
Don't
a
do
line
it.
drawer.
Sydney's in the studio. I know. Is Motor City right here? Someone was like,
Oh.
"Where's Sydney?" She's here. So, all right. We've got the boy based. Now we're gonna make a wash. So let's figure it out. I don't remember what I did. If I had to guess, it's probably noir black and tarnished copper. So as usual, we're gonna take our paint here, mix it to the color we want, which that looks good to me, and I'm gonna add a 3-to-1 ratio of water to paint. That's quite literally the opposite of what you want. There we go. Now we got a nice dark wash going on. You can see we've got it doing the flubber consistency, so I can spread it out and it congeals back up. That's how you know you've got a good pigment wash going on. You can spread it around and it goes, no, 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 no. I want to pool up. No, 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 no.
Gotta make sure it's good and thin.
No, 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 no. Actually, we're waiting on the Yeti to dry, but I also need to do a little bit of work on these guys. So we're just gonna.
Are those mine?
We're just gonna. No, these are not yours.
Oh, is it the?
Those are previews for the next month.
I forgot that he's doing those
Mm-hmm.
mushy guys.
We're just working on the base there a little bit. Add a little bit more color. They're like, hi, with a little bit of glowing eyes. I know you guys wanted some glow, so. All right. We got Whataburger Country Burger, Denton Country Hamburger, what is it? What? Olive Burger's a restaurant? OMG Sticks, where do you even live? What is happening? What is happening?
Country Burger didn't kind of.
Wendy's is an Ohio staple. I can get down with Wendy's. You know, it's consistent.
You know, I used to like it a whole bunch. It was my go-to for the dollar menu.
Yes.
It was the best dollar value for the junior bacon cheeseburger right up until it wasn't $1 anymore.
Yeah.
Then I went back to Brahms.
Yeah. The Brahms. So remember when the bag of burgers used to be the premium burgers?
I worked at Brahms for almost 3 years in my high school life, and I'm gonna go ahead and pass on remembering any time that went on sale.
Oh, there you go. So now we're just applying this wash all over. Let me reposition my entire life. There you go.
Muyas. You know what a muyas?
What is muyas?
Why do you neither one of you know what a muyas is?
I
feel so sorry for you.
Is that where we're gonna go on a date?
It definitely sounds like you should at least experience it. Although I will tell you this, you both don't need fries when you go. Only one of you needs to order
Oh,
fries.
they throw it in a bag?
Yeah, they throw in way too many.
They Five Guys it?
There's one on 288. That's just off of the 35. It's in Denton. And then there's one off of Main Street in...
Do you want to go to Muya's for dinner?
Both of them are close. Both close.
Did you bring a candle?
I'm sure there's a candle in this building somewhere.
So yesterday we're trying to decide where we need to go eat, and this is right after we got done doing some outdoor painting. So you know, I suggested somewhere of repute, and Danny looks down, sees herself covered in paint and her current attire. She's like, nope. So then I was like, well, what about Cane's? Instant acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, so it doesn't matter what you wear when you go to Cane's?
If
She's
you
like, yeah.
if you can't accept me at my worst.
No.
Okay.
No.
So anyway, we're just applying this wash. You can see how it's going down here with all the burger talk. I know everyone's distracted, but it's okay. Just have faith in your washing abilities. So we're taking the brush and running it down the girth of the belly here as we try and define the hairs a little bit more. You can see it's going well. We're doing well. We're doing great. So gently pushing it all over the mini. We may do some more implied highlighting at some point, but right now I think we're actually doing pretty great. Pretty great. Actually, like, is it called Public School down in downtown Dallas?
I mean, public school is just... Oh, you're talking about like our...
The restaurant. They have like lamb burgers with peanut butter and jelly and like...
I don't know if that exists anymore.
I think it does. It was really nice and packed. Okay.
I'm knowing Dallas. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
one
a gastropub?
214. It's called Public School 214.
There you go. It's really, really good.
It has $2 signs according to the Googles.
It's, yeah, you're paying about $15 for a bird.
Gross.
So, premium ingredients. All right, so we're really making headway on this guy. As with most of the minis, right, we do all the prep work we can first, and then just...
Dan Shan 990 would
throw
like
it
to know
in.
what the wash is made from again.
The wash is made from a mix of the tarnished copper and noir black. That's it.
Do you have like is it a 2-to-1, 5-to-1?
So it's probably a half part, or sorry, 0.5 noir, 1 part tarnished copper, and then 3 parts water. And that should make 4.5 parts. However that works. But yeah, that's pretty much the recipe here. And remember too, whenever we're applying a pigment wash like this, now with this guy, literally doesn't matter because we're just dealing with like a ton of texture, so there aren't really smooth surfaces to care about. We are going to put this wash directly over the face as well. But, you know, even surface tension really is sort of what you're going for. You want to make sure you're applying it all over so that gravity can do the work for you. So you're not really too concerned with making sure like, okay, I don't want tea staining or pooling or whatever. But again, covered in hair, so we're not really too concerned with tea staining or anything like that if you were making your own wash. So. All right. Now then, after this application is dry, we will go back in with a little bit more of the noir black to shade it out. So, comparatively speaking, you can see where I went back in and highlighted up, and then where we applied a little bit more of the noir black. So you can see how warm it is on the left and right of the belly. Right here is where we went back in with the noir black. So that's kind of the idea. But now then, we're going to use tarnished copper directly. And we're going to do the necklace and the staff. Or not the necklace, but like the actual like rope necklace type of thing.
And we're going in this order to make sure that the wash has time to dry while
Yeah.
we're doing it. Okay.
We're just trying not to touch anything that's wet. The necklace itself is relatively far enough away from the body. You know, if you're nervous about splotching, just hang out until it dries a little bit. But otherwise, you should be okay. Little splotch action.
And you're not too worried about getting on the actual stones, so we're just going to paint over those, correct?
Correct.
All right.
And we're going to paint the stones almost white, so we're just going to do the linen. And then we're just going to wash it down with the clear blue, mix in a little bit of that surf aqua, and then highlight it up. So similar technique that we did on the crystal golem, except obviously not an entire painstaking creature. LSA is kind of meh. Are you over here just critiquing people?
Someone gave me some information about burger places, and I just, I'm like, I felt like I like its location. Like when it gets warm again, I'm definitely gonna be there on the top of the roof, so I can just hang out up there. But
oh, you're a rooftop guy?
Yeah.
Are you rooftop and beer guy?
If I can get the beer, like if I'm not driving, because I'm a
Responsible
responsible adult. Yeah.
No, that's what the state told you. You can't drive. So anyway, yeah.
I do. I like to. I'm a people watcher. when I
Oh,
eat,
yeah.
which can get me in trouble. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. It kind of depends on.
How loud you laugh.
Really, just if Danny catches me or not. It's really what it comes down to. She gets mad at me.
She goes, "Stop staring."
Yeah, basically.
And you're
Like they can see, you see them. I'm like,
Right.
"And?"
Yeah.
It never works out for me.
They
Never
chose to
works.
come here.
Batman. Oh, I saw that there's gonna be another one of those soon. I don't know if it was a movie or.
Oh, with Robert Patterson?
Which I'm not too sure if
Is
I'm
that the
happy
guy
about.
from Swiley?
Yeah.
Wow, he's like my favorite actress. So
Tweet.
really good at acting. You know.
I mean, good enough to make a killing on X number of movies, right?
Oh, like he kills movies he's in?
They were successful.
Have you read about, like, he's self-conscious about doing Batman because he won't get his buff for Batman? Like, so he's like, people are shaming my body.
Yeah, good for you, Robert. You're a millionaire and you have one job. That's all I'm saying. You can afford... Actually, you don't even have to buy a trainer. They'll give you a trainer.
Yeah.
What a crybaby.
He's, like, refusing.
You know, My favorite movie? I don't like how both you. Okay, everyone in the studio, right when I said that, whipped their heads at
Yeah,
me.
we're just waiting to trash this. Whatever's getting ready to be.
First of all, I would love to hear anyone at all try and trash The Three Amigos. There has never been a better film other than Operation Dumbo Drop ever made.
Both of those sound awful.
You don't even know what they are. You just said sound. You've never seen them?
Yeah, I've seen Three Amigos, and I watched Operation
Doesn't
Dumbo Drop.
Three Amigos have orange shirts?
It does.
It has all.
Guess what?
It has
That
the
was all based
trifecta.
off any SNL based movie. You can just go ahead and go somewhere.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Well, why don't you go to Mooey's and get a burger? Okay.
Movies.
Terrible. Terrible.
Hobby Lobby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everybody knows where Hobby Lobby is. That's the new deciding factors.
The lob. All right, now we're just gonna take our linen white.
Ooh, Ghostbusters, classic movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
I-
I can get behind that.
Oh yeah, man. Totally.
Slimers what defined who I was gonna be when I was gonna grow up. I
Really?
just want to run around and slam into people.
Zool.
Leave goose all over.
Zool defined who I would be. Oh, speaking of which, Mini Painting Studios, so the Facebook page hit over 7,000 likes while I was out of town. So we're going to be doing a giveaway tonight. So make sure, if you haven't followed me on Facebook, that you go to Facebook and type in Mini Painting Studio and smash that like button, fam. Sorry, just hit the like button. And you will get to see the post of what we're giving away. Somebody giving away 4 sets of Watercolors sable brushes, so size 0, 1, and 2. And then we're also going to throw in some paints and some other goodies as a surprise little extra. So make sure you follow the page for that so you can be involved. As a little thank you. I don't really like doing giveaways, but every time I hit 1,000 new on the page or so, I try and give some away. So, and then of course, as always, I have to do the plugs. This weekend is a non-metallic metal class that we're going to be doing on my Patreon. So for $5, you get access to 2 classes a month. For $10, you get 3. So definitely check that out, patreon.com/minipaintingstudio. You get access to over 50 hours worth of class content the second you sign up, from brush control to setting the mood and all kinds of different things like that. Again, that's patreon.com/minipaintingstudio. And then the only other thing that I really like to plug, of course, other than buying the miniature monthly kits, if you ever need to buy anything for the hobby, or you would like to know what I use here at Reaper whenever I'm painting, some of the brushes, the wet palette materials, and everything that I use at home, you can go to minipainting.studio, my website, and click the Amazon shop link. Do your shopping as usual.
I put the link because I thought it was to your Patreon stuff, but instead I put the link to the
Boom,
Amazon
there it
thing I bought.
is. So thank you so much. You can do your regular shopping there. It helps me out. I get a little bit of a kickback from whatever you buy. So if you need to replenish on your boxers, your kitty litter, whatever it is you get off Amazon, it'll just help me out. So deeply appreciated. That's really all I have going on, though. I know I'm going to make another announcement this week as well for something exciting that we haven't talked about yet. Probably at the end of the week, though. I'm going to be insanely busy. I was literally painting at 7:30 in the morning. Sydney was sending me a good morning text. I'm like, I'm already working. I'm already working. So, all right, we're still waiting on everything to dry. You can see we're getting closer and closer to that end result. Dun, dun, dun. Obviously, we have highlighting to do now on the fur. Finishing up the stones and the staff. And that's it. This is a quick paint job. The washes do the work for us. Washes do the work. It's wonderful. Wow. Wow, look at that. Wow. You just ordered this model on Friday. Which one? The Shaman? That's perfect. You can follow along if you would like to.
I'll be sure when we close up that we add your actual link for your Patreon into the chat.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll have to send Justin a really, really mean message here.
He'll be alright.
He'll be all right. Yeah, I know. Was there a giveaway? Yeah, there was for people that joined the Patreon at the $20 level. So this week, the palettes go out.
But that being said, I'm sorry, not for this show.
Not for this show.
Not as a Reaper Miniatures. We don't do the giveaways for
Yeah.
the Miniature Monday.
Yes. So for people that signed up for the Patreon at the $20 level in January, so when your palettes, actually they're probably getting mailed out tomorrow, but most likely Wednesday. People that sign up at that level will get the palettes, the periodic table of painting, sorry, sent to you at that same time. So they always ship out the week of the first class, and since there's no painting content related to our first sort of class at the $5 level, it goes out that second week. So, but yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Now, what was that? So OMG Stick says Underdark theme and March kit. Well,
I don't know what is licensed to be said, so I can't really agree or disagree with the statement.
True.
You know, we got to be careful with what words we use when we're
Right.
company-wide.
Right. So yeah, I mean, we already know that the heroes had entered some type of cave. Now, it's really just a question of whether or not they were able to get out of the cave. But yeah, I have no idea what kind of creatures they may encounter in March's kit. So you've at least seen one. But yeah.
I'm excited for it.
I think it's going to be a fun kit. There's definitely a lot of variety. Yeah, it's also the largest boss monster we've ever had so far. So people are definitely going to be excited about that. We have a 2-for-1 episode. We got a lot of firsts happening in the March kit. So.
There's definitely some pre-work that needs to be done to them. So hopefully we can get that together so that people can see that before we get started. Because our big girl has some pieces.
Yeah, that is true. So, yeah, I mean, I can do an assembly video on her as well. That's kind of the nice thing is that I have to do everything twice. So it's like, all right, yeah, we'll just do that too. So
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, shouldn't be too much of an issue. Are you working on the next scenario for April, May, June? Yeah, I have the idea of what I want, and I actually have 2 of them finished. We have like the list of the minis working. I mean, that'll be done this week too. I just need to finish depending on May's, then sets in June, if that makes sense. Because April sort of guided May, and then now May is guiding June. That's kind of how I look at them and put them together. So,
plus, you know, I have to bring the bearer of bad news. Josh comes with all these cool ideas. I'm like, oh, we can't do that because of reasons.
Yeah.
And then we have to make audibles.
Yeah, so, you know, I wanted to give all you guys resin Maldrakars for April. I was told that was not possible at the $40 level, and that was directly from Collins.
Yeah.
So he ruined your fun, not me.
Curmudgeony.
Yeah.
Curmudgeony Collins.
Cantankerous. So now what I'm doing is I'm just taking Noir Black directly. I'm going to take a little bit of that Tarnished Copper, only a tad bit to sort of gray out the Noir Black even further. And now this is the wash application that we're going to use to darken up the rest of the mini. By that, of course, we'll do a comparison shot here real quick just so you know exactly where we're headed. So if we compare, let me put this brush down. So if we compare the bellies here, you can see the guy on the left has a lot more black towards the groin loincloth section of his fur. That's pretty much where we're applying it. And then we're just going to be doing some light over brushing. I mean, you can call it dry brushing if you want, but we're just going to over brush on top of everything for highlights. But now we're going to take this in. We're going to start layering it in here in the deepest, darkest areas. Now, I think mine is a little bit too pigmented. There we go. I'm going to add a little bit more water. I don't really want to cover up all the work that we did here, but if it happens, it happens, you know. So again, you know, this month we didn't have a basic video or anything. Starting in March's kit, I recorded, I know it's a 16-minute video, so it's not anything that we show here on the stream itself. As with the assembly video on the Metal Hero from January, we will do that same fashion where Justin or Collins, if Justin is gone for whatever reason, they can just drop the YouTube link to that, and then whenever we re-upload the stream to YouTube as well, then that video will be linked in the description. So you can at least go through and see how did he sculpt that base. And I literally show it live as I'm doing it. And what's funny too, I didn't know how it would look obviously once it was dry. So I was like, well, we'll probably add some texture, do a little bit of things on top at the end. And I just didn't do it because it looked good. So sometimes too, obviously I don't even know what's happening because I'm doing it while I'm painting the minis. So, but we're just darkening up the rest of our shadow areas here. Again, I'm using a lighter wash of almost only Noir Black with a little bit of Tarnished Copper. That's pretty much it. But you can see, right, where those areas were darker on the other mini, that's where I just went through to add that Noir Black. And if you feel like yours is too dark, just add in more tarnished copper. And you'll be okay. It's not going to ruin anything. You can always dry brush on top as well if you think you went a little bit too far.
That is the safe thing about so much texture on the Yeti is that you can always just dry brush the guy.
Yep. If your color palette is correct, you can really get away with a lot of mistakes. So you can just ask Sydney anything she touches. I'm like, well, as long as the colors are right, I don't have to try and let go. So she's giving me a look. I got okay. Well, let me take that back. She has decided for her Bloodstone Gnome army that she is looking at like very, very dark obsidian blacks and then like lilac and magenta highlighting and glowing.
I like that. I like it a lot.
I found glow in the dark dyes too.
Yep.
So it's like a bioluminescence,
Mm-hmm.
like mushrooms.
Yeah. You can do that with the. Actually, just start playing with glow in the dark. It wouldn't work when you're at the table, but having it, just knowing it's there, being able to show it off, that sounds like fun.
Didn't we talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
Put it like in a tray carrying
Doing, like,
case and
glow-in-the-dark
slide it
one?
out and then glowing in there.
Well, yeah, we can do glow in the dark paint. We can do. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, let's do that.
So what I'm doing now, I'm just taking that darker color and washing it over the staff, and then we're going to wash it over his necklace as well. Not the actual stones, though, just the wood and the rope. Of course, I accidentally get it on the stone. That's cool. We can clean that up. Yeah, so for those of you that missed the secret stream at the end of Miniature Monday last week, we played a little gamerino of Warlord. Now, I don't know if it's happening today, the stream at least, but the plan is to kind of catch those when we can. And for those of you that are wanting to join in the fun, especially if you're going to be at ReaperCon this year, I know that I am 1000% dedicating time to playing Warlord. So you can join the Facebook group Reaper's Warlord. So Reaper''S Warlord, and you will find the group. There are a few of us in there as we start to do our list building and working on our little armies. I, of course, have a Nefsakar project I'm working on. All of those guys are Egyptian themed. Daka Flaka Flame Warlord is Reaper's miniature war game. It's a skirmish-based game. It is sort of a sleeper. It hasn't had any real development in a few years. They sort of finished up the game, and now we are forcibly resurrecting it and forcibly hoping for a new edition. So we're just getting people involved as that potentiality becomes more realistic. And it's great too, like literally with the Bones line and the Bones Black line, you can build an army
Dirt cheap.
dirt cheap. We're talking
Dirt
500
cheap.
points for $30.
I think in every game that if we continue to shoot them, I will just make all of my stuff, all of my armies out of Bones miniatures, so that you can really get an idea of how cheap you can get into the game.
Yeah. So very, very, very fun. I know I go online and I start list building, and then I'm like, I open up the Reaper website and I just look under the bones, and I'm like, okay, this is this, this is this. And what's fun too, so for instance, Sydney's gnome army that she picked up last week, there's like a carrion crawler type critter for her army, and instead of using that, a charnel grub, I believe is what it's called, she bought the flail snail instead. Same idea, but she's like, it'd be cool to have the snail, so that's interesting. But what we're doing now is we're going to take Brony Blue, whichever pronunciation you would like. We're going to make a little itty bitty baby wash out of it. You can see right here. I'm going to keep it really, really thin because I want it to pool on top of the white, and you're going to see this immediately. Pretty neat trick. This is how we're getting all of the structure and shape of our blue crystal weapons. That. A lot easier than having to paint all the lines on top of blue, right? I know that was the chore for the crystal golem. The underside there that no one's ever going to look at again after I do this because I'm not highlighting it. There we go. All right, so we got that. And then, of course, we have our little power stones here. Whatever they are. They could be skulls. They could be rocks. I don't know what they are, but we're just going to have them be their own thing. Like so. Then we're going to let that dry. We're going to highlight these up one more time and then apply Surf Aqua. All right, so of course this is sort of the idea, right, between the finished ones. When we had the crystal golem, it's kind of like he summons the crystal golem, and you know he has similar sort of coloring on the rocks. Now then, in the face, I'm trying to see if I did any further washing a little bit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that tarnished copper and make a bit of a wash out of it here. I'm just going to put that underneath the eyelids on the Yeti, just to give it a little bit more definition and shadow. Go ahead and put it in the mouth there. We don't really care about detailing out the tongue all that much because we're using a lot of pink on the face. And then we're also going to do that same wash over the teeth. So. Cav rocks. Yep, I play Cav almost every other week whenever the group can get together at Texas Toy Soldier. And that, of course, is now done by Talon Games. But
He was in town recently, actually.
yeah, last week.
He helped me with my first ever foam cutting experience.
Really?
Yep.
Did you use a Proxen or did you just use a big old knife?
We discovered that Reaper Miniatures has, in fact, lots of some foam cutters with the wire things.
Oh, the ones that heat up?
Yeah. Except for none of them have any of the stuff that makes them work.
That's funny.
So mostly a knife.
Right. Yeah, foam cutter, really nice for XPS foam, especially if you're just doing big old hunks. All right, so now we're just in a waiting period here. What I will do is I'll go ahead and take our linen white, and I'm going to do the outer edges of each of these crystals, like so. Let me see where my focal point is. There we go. I'm just going to brighten them up. I'm not actually focusing on doing like lines or anything. Just sort of roughly going over these edges because we're going to wash the brighter areas over with the Surf Aqua color, and then we'll highlight with the final white. But you see I just sort of slapped it on there. Nothing crazy. Same thing here. The edges, cover it with the linen white again. And then we'll do the very end of this guy and then the interior portion there. Like that. We're just going to let that hang out. Once it's dry, we're going to hit it with Surf Aqua in the same way that we washed it with the Brilliant Blue.
Kiwis!
You know, kiwi fuzz, it's actually the remnants of all the spiders that live in kiwi trees.
Strong disagree. Grandpa
Kiwis also don't have seeds. Those are the kiwi spider eggs.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
I'm sorry, have you been eating spider eggs your whole life?
Ever since my grandpa made me stand out in the garden and shoot birds, yeah. He
I
didn't
have
want to
more
do
questions than I'd
it.
like.
Yeah, he didn't want to do
Yeah.
it, so he gave me a BB gun, and that's how he kept me out of his hair as a child.
He said, you go take care of them kiwi-eating birds.
Well, the birds were for trees, but I just ate the kiwis because I had to watch the trees. So birds come in, they take the fruit from trees like peaches.
Oh, now I get the missing
apricots,
part of the story. Okay.
plums.
I thought you were just...
No,
You're like, oh, I have these sociopathic memories of killing birds and eating kiwis.
I mean, not saying that I accurately got any of them.
I see, right.
That was just my job.
I see. Just doing his job. All right, so now with a brush that you don't particularly care about, what we're going to do is we're going to take our linen white mixed with a little bit of some tarnished copper, and I'm talking nothing. We're talking big old tiny little amount. A big old tiny little amount. All of those things work together. And I'm just sort of wiping off the excess here. I'm not dry brushing. I just want to make sure that there's paint on the brush, so that way we can use the side of the brush. And we're going to do this here to do some highlighting on the top of the belly, like this. Like so. Just brightening it up a little bit. And Actually, the show Dexter is based off. Collins isn't in the room, so we can go ahead and tell you. He does have a criminal record, and there are quite a few murders on it, but this is actually a work release program. He took a video production class type thing in the penitentiary, and that's how Reaper gets cheap labor. They just give people second chances. You know, other than me, of course, no record. But you know, that's just yeah, very on point observation. All right, so he's back, so we're never going to bring that up again.
Yeah.
But
Oh, next level painting. Thank you very much for the host.
we're gonna continue to.
Convict Collins. Wow. That's marginally better than Creeper Collins. I
Guys, you promised we would never bring up that again. Anyway, we're gonna continue over brushing some of these little highlights here.
Look at that guy. He's starting to come together.
Oh, sibling. I'm assuming you're the same sibling that was on the Patreon. Yeah, so if your Patreon name isn't like a name, I have to kind of guess if you then join the Facebook group. So yes, I saw your message. I know to let you in the group now.
Ooh, I'm gonna get sticks. Funny. Justin is still wanted. That's why he never shows his face on the Reaper stream.
You should have seen it earlier. Actually, it was pretty funny. Will you bring up the box graphic?
Yeah.
Can you bring it up in the same position as it was?
It's gonna be over here on the right.
Oh, okay. We definitely had a Wilson moment. Peeking through the graphic. He's searching. There it is. So see, see the Yeti. This is what I was doing on the camera. I was like,
That's funny.
But yeah, so there's the actual kit for this month. And big thank you to Peter. I don't know if Peter's watching. He did send me his empty case for the first month so that I could have one to have and to hold and remember fondly
That's sweet.
for the rest of my life.
Super sweet.
He's been a patron for a long time and even came to the in-person event that we did last year. That was really, really fun. I would like to do that again. Just, you know, how things go. Too many things to do, not enough time.
That's been the story of my life lately.
Yeah.
Growing up, it stinks.
Growing up stinks? Well, especially you. You don't shower or use deodorant. But,
That's how I win games.
okay. Yeah, just stink them out.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, can I just lose and be done with it?
If you can't stand at the table, you can't play the game.
Well, I know that's how Kenny plays all of his games from Next Level Painting, if he's still watching. But whatever happened with the flooding that was going on at the house? Was that resolved over the weekend, or did they tell you if they were going to come back? And
no, they just dried it out.
There you go. That's good. You want to see Sydney crush Collins and Warlord? Where? Oh, see, all right, you play naked. We know that's not true. We've seen it on, well, I guess home games. You can play however you want. I guess that is always true, but.
I'm going to go through rigorous training before I beat Collins.
Rigorous training. Well, all of your gnomes are here with me.
Ooh.
Including a 250-point list that I immediately put together.
But I've never played.
I hadn't played until last
We
week
should
either,
film together.
until
I haven't
Collins
played that much
cheated.
either.
Cheated his way into victory, so.
Ooh, combo pictures. There we go.
Oh, is that Sydney on the right? The creature with the... Okay, I see. I like that. Actually, if we could just get a... if we could get a little icon of a... deciding the word if rat or possum makes...
Awesome.
Okay,
Raccoon, because there's only one naturally in the game, or in the thing.
right.
My
And then a garbage rat.
You're hearing it first. I'm not the one saying it.
That's what you call me.
I do not call you a garbage rat. What's happening? Chat,
Rude.
do not listen. Do not listen.
Rude.
Do not listen. This is why I shouldn't invite you up here anymore. This is Sydney's last time visiting the stream.
No, it's not.
Okay, see, I don't like how she's...
Taking control. Cheating Collins. Yeah, there we go. Rack attack. I don't know why I didn't show up on
Eventually
mine.
I'm going to be sitting next to you and critiquing you.
Great. Let's never.
Did you do this right? Oh, this doesn't look right. Rack attacks.
Let's never and say we didn't. All right, so Getting closer here. Getting closer. Our new boy here is a little bit darker on the belly, but it makes him look slimmer, so that always helps. All right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take deep red. Deep red. We're going to make a little bit of a wash here. Over the pink face, and then we're going to highlight up the face. Oh, you know what? We're also going to get out Surf Aqua. So Surf Aqua here. We're going to do two little washes here. All right, let me show you here. Boop. Okay, get some water, some Surf Aqua. I know I said we're doing the face, but it's all good. Surf Aqua, we are going to be putting over the brighter areas that we repainted with the white. See, look, now we have a nice little competing tone value. Wow. That's amazing. Do it here. Oh, okay, it's close, Max. You're getting closer. We're going to put it on these little crystals here.
Wow, that thing is creepy looking.
I can't tell if it's a bunny or a sheep.
That's
Looks
a
like
llama.
sheep.
That's
No,
a llama.
is it really a
That
llama?
is for sure a llama with a
There's
cigar.
No, it's a paca.
Oh, there you go. Tazalanche has it. We got the raccoon with the wonderful hand and the warlock eldritch blast. So perfect. It all works together. Sydney's also trying to figure out her first D&D character. Now, she wants to be a Myconid, which, of course, remember, for those of you joining late. But she wants to be a Myconid, but she doesn't know what class. So you guys have to figure, you got to help her out in chat, figure out what
Rouge.
class she wants to be.
Everybody likes playing a rouge.
A Rouge? I would prefer not to have to specifically engineer my encounters to handle sneak attack, so.
I can always still Parker's.
Don't tell John that Alchemist is also a real class now, whatever you do. He's not watching, so it's fine. All right, I'm going to take this little wash here, and we're just going to go over the face to warm it up. That is way too dark, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and make it work. Mistakes have been made. Druid, Circle of Spore. I mean, yeah, that actually
Makes sense.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What's cool, though, right, because Myconids only speak telepathically through the spores, so that kind of is cool because, you know, in dangerous scenarios where they can't be heard, she can just telepathically bloop her way into safety. All right, so we're going to let these two things dry. A breakdancing Myconid. Well, I've never seen Sydney dance, and I've heard that she's real good at dancing.
You're better.
So, you know, maybe that is an option for her. I just don't know. They speak by infecting people? Yeah, exactly.
That sounds weird.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds weird.
Sorry, I took a sip out of my sippy cup.
I do like the idea of being the bard, though, because then if you're only talking through your spores, you're basically just coughing people out. And you're,
Oh, it's like one of those, it's like one of those headphone raves that they do.
Mm-hmm.
People will be like, yeah, this rocks. And they're like, I don't hear anything. Yeah. All right, so we're waiting for his real angry face to dry. We'll highlight it up. Highlight up the little power stones. Type 1, if you think Reaper rocks, I mean, we can see how many ones we get in the chat there.
Yeah, we like those ones.
Actually, here's the question I would like to know, chat. When would you like me to paint the Shadow Dragon from Bones 5? So that was supposed to be the surprise stream today. I'll go ahead and let you know. That's what we were going to do until we realized we're big dum-dum boo-boo heads and we needed to paint this guy instead.
So we have, what, the first week of March, the last week of March. Really just any week in March works.
Really? Is there an extra week in March?
Because there's 5 Mondays in
Oh,
March.
yes. Okay, so what we'll do is we will
Tomorrow.
we'll do that as a part of the appreciation stream where we look at everybody's work. So that's what we'll do.
You can do that, yeah. That sounds good.
Cool. All right, so we'll plan on a week in March
So
to
that
do
would
the shadow.
probably be March 2nd. No, the last weekend of March, right? Because we got one more real kit in this first season. So yeah, so March 30th will be our kind of wrap up of the first quarter of Miniature Monday, and we can just plan for that.
There we go. So we'll be doing the Shadow Dragon, the last episode of the first quarter of Miniature Monday. So there you go. Cool. We'll see how the belly rolls out there. So you can see now I'm just going back over some of these lines here to help crystallify our crystal a little bit more. Same thing we did on the crystal golem, right? You're just looking for edges and corners to help make that effect pop a little bit more. Nothing crazy, real easy. Top of the crystals here, and then at the end of them.
Now, would you take, let's say you had the opportunity, would you take something like
Gloss varnish?
gloss, yeah, some kind of varnish or some kind of
Yeah.
over the top of them?
Yeah, if you really wanted them to sort of have the same shine in certain areas as the crystal golem, you could do that and have them match a little bit more. What I'm going to do is take more of that Brion blue, and I'm going to darken it a little bit, and then we're going to add that in some of the areas back to make it pop up. Like this. Towards the middle, just to give it some more body, like that. So now we've got the deep, let's compare the two here. I think I'm doing what I did the first time. Yep, I went back in, made it darker. Same thing here, towards the inside, darken it up, relatively skimple. And then in the middle of these little crystals, we're gonna do the same thing. So I hope you guys are enjoying this President's Day stream. Now, Michael actually lives here, so he didn't have to come up.
Yeah, well, John used to have a cot, so I was going to make that joke, and I realized he used to actually have one.
Wow.
He used to take naps. He cotted out.
That definitely, well, John's literally like a gnome, like a for real gnome person, so I'm not shocked to hear. He's like, yeah, I got a cat. It's inside my furnace.
Yep.
I just stay warm.
It's kind of how I feel most of the time. Just want it to be above 80 degrees everywhere I go.
Like inside?
Everywhere I go.
All right. So again, remember, chat, what I told you about Collins. Now, we're not going to bring it up, but just remember what I told you about him after hearing that neat little fact. And if I ever disappear, you know who to question first. All right. So we've highlighted up our crystals. Look at that. We got our nice little crystal action here. That voice is spot on, John. Yeah, exactly. You want to go on a tour? Can I interest you in some Crocs? All right, so anyway.
Crocs.
Yellow Crocs specifically.
Specifically. All right, we love John. He's not watching because he's sleeping. He probably stayed up all night playing Path of Exile, if I had to guess.
There was a new game that came out that is very D2.
Yeah, so it's Wolfson.
Wolfson.
Or Wolfson. Now, we've had this conversation with multiple people in the last 72 hours. It's pretty funny. So Sydney and I were about to buy it, and I guess it's been in development since 2016. Multiplayer didn't exist until release, but I don't know if they actually released it the other day.
Oh, so you guys are unlikely to get it until it's confirmed.
Then, it's a 3-part story. They literally brought it to retail with only part 1, and people have said it takes anywhere between 4 and 10 hours to play it. So they say the game's great, just maybe not right now. So, but I want to get it. I mean, it looks really cool. Sydney was like, I think I want that. So.
I like them. Love those.
And I was like, yeah, a game that we want to play, for sure. So now I'm going back here. We're actually deciding to play through Guild Wars 2 and have some fun with that for a while in between all of our shenanigans.
I haven't played that in a long time either.
Yeah. Well, I guess they had a new expansion come out. The last time I had played, so what's funny is like I bought the game, right? And it's buy to play. And they're like, hey, if you just buy the expansion, we'll give you both expansions for free. And then they're like, or pay $25 and upgrade your account. And I'm like, isn't that the opposite of what was supposed to, whatever. And I just bought it anyway.
Well, you know.
That's how all those games go.
Gotta keep making money for development.
But I feel that. I mean, I used to play Final Fantasy 14, and anyone that plays WoW or that, I mean, those are still the only 2 subscription-based games on the market. So.
Oh, I mean, I think EverQuest is still around. Is it not?
It is, but it's those 2 games are the only games that are not free to play or pay.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't have a free option or like a cash shop membership option. So.
What about Dark Ages of Camelot? I used to play a bunch of
Dude, Daok, wow. I would love for that game to get remade. I would love
that. I heard stories that it was,
There's a, well,
but I mean, I also hear stories. So
yeah, so that was true at one point. And then there is like a private server where they've kept it alive, I guess. But yeah, that was actually, so in 7th grade, my computer science teacher played that game in class. And we were like, what is that? And so he just got a bunch of people to join his guild and play with him.
that's funny. I had a major on my first deployment that once everybody was kind of done with the primary uses of the command center area, he'd play for a little bit on a private server.
The PvP was really fun in that game, so. All right. I mean, are we there?
Tongues.
You see a tongue on that one? No, you don't. Quit it, Collins. All right, so the belly needs a little bit more definition. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make a tarnished copper wash here with a little bit of dorkness added in. Meaning, I'm going to take tarnished copper and some of the Dark Elf Shadow, or Dork Elf Shadow. I think Anarchy Online is still around. I think it went free to play with a, of course, Cash Shop membership option. Unless they just totally shut it down. But actually, so the MMO that I played that captivated me and blew my mind, which it never should have, and I don't know why it did, The Matrix Online.
Oh my god.
So everyone says that. Now, it was one of those things where I started playing and I found people that had played like forever. And so they were like, yeah, we'll just give you everything you need and we'll run you through a bunch of cool stuff. And that's why it was probably more fun than it typically would have been. But I started playing it and it was like, wow, this is really cool. And then it got shut down that next month. So joined at the perfect time.
The absolute wrong time.
Yeah.
They heard me.
Yeah. Oh my god. Actually, one of the most fun times I've ever had playing an MMO was the Secret World, and that has a crazy story. But as far as I understand, it's pretty much dead. It's free to play now, but I don't think they have any kind of population like they used to. But that was like a modern day sort of horror theme with like the Illuminati and the Knights Templar were like the factions. Really interesting.
Well, poor Taz had to beta test Matrix Online.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, back when SOE had it. Yeah, exactly. Man, shout out to SOE. I don't remember who owns, who bought, I forget the company. Whoever owns EverQuest 2 and EverQuest now, that company is like, ooh, rough. But I think we're there. I think we did it, guys. So, that's sweet. This was definitely a quick paint. I knew it would be. I really feel like you guys should be able to knock this one out for sure, especially for those of you that were able to sort of differentiate between the different tones and everything on the Friar that we did last week. Should be able to do so this time. You can see we warmed up the belly a little bit more. I actually like the definition on this guy more.
What about his eyes? Can you do his eyes?
Yeah, we can do some eyeballs here. Yeah, I'll do a little bit of eyeball here.
Make it a little bit
Yeah.
more defined.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were a critic.
Yeah, not a critic, just asking questions.
Okay, well, I kind of have to do what he says. If he's gonna, you get the eyes there? All right.
Yeah.
You just gonna leave it like that?
Are you
Let's go.
getting John in New York right now?
Hey, you gonna do some eyeballs over here? This is our injection machine over here.
Is that further Jersey?
Hey, this is where we hey, you know all those blisters that we do? Yeah, we call these
Not
the
Queens.
wheel of pain over here. Hey, come check out the wheels of pain, all right?
From Chicago.
He goes, hey, you know this part of the building that I work in? Yeah, this part of the building's added on. It's made out of a storage container.
I don't do them. I have an accent for the character that I play when I finally play D&D again, and it's awful. It
you're
started
one of
off as
those?
Australian,
Oh.
and it was really bad at that to begin with, but then I mix it with all kinds of stuff because I don't have that skill set. It's terrible.
Yeah, I'm really bad at accents as well. I don't
That
do
is a
them,
lie.
so I would never do an accent. I would never. We'll do a little glowing on the eyes then for you there, just to make him look cool. Like he's casting some blizzard spells or something.
Being all shamany.
He's like, oh, I'm a shaman. Look at me, Shaw. All right, there you go. We added some glowing eyes as per requested there. Make them glow black. All right, Foot. All right, Foot. That was pretty cool. All right, so I expect to see all of these completed on my desk in the morning. For those of you that don't, I am definitely calling your parents because I have all of their cell phone numbers, and you haven't talked to them in at least 2 months. So I'm just going to wish them a good day. But thanks so much. Remember, we do have the March kit in the building. This is really the only one we're showing off just because I like them. I think they're 2 fun buds. Look at that. And then remember, we do have a video as well, sculpting the base, show you guys how to use Milliput, super easy peasy on all of them to make these cool little cavern bases. What's fun too is that this base seamlessly integrates to the sculpted base, or the integral base as it's known, on these miniatures. So they all work together. So anyway, we do have our last guy here. If I misspoke, we do have the hero.
And he will be next week, correct?
Yep. So we have the hero next week. 2 competing colors here, nice complementary reddish and greenish tones. Obviously more muted, red, brown, and then a muted sort of army green, grayish green. But we'll have a little prep video for him. It's going to be super short. Just here's what I sanded down, yada, yada, yada. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys, if you want to go to there it is. So I hope you guys have had a great President's Day. If you were hanging out and not working, I hope you had a great weekend. I hope to see your miniatures painted in the Facebook group. Remember to follow all things Reaper on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. There's also, I don't know if we have a Reddit sub forum, but we have a Reddit account.
You know, it's a great John question. I do know that he was working to get our Reddit back to us. So, yes, there is a Reddit.
Great. Follow on Facebook. Remember, you can also subscribe to the Twitch channel. If you click the top right corner, hit the subscribe button. You can subscribe for free if you have Amazon Prime. Just connect your Amazon account, and you can do it that way. And I believe that's everything. If you want to show the weekly schedule deal, we can go over those really quick.
Come Josh up.
Yay, I can get naked. So, Mondays, of course, typically Monday through Thursday in the morning, you have Anne's Pro Tips videos. She was off today, didn't stream, so she'll be there tomorrow. And then, of course, you get to see my big old trash fire face on Mondays. 3 p.m. CST. Of course, Tuesdays are Train Tuesdays with Ed himself.
Ed's pretty much done with the trebuchet, so I've been pestering him to the point where I believe he will start working on a diorama for the first month of Miniature Monday.
Awesome. So hopefully that turns into a thing where he can make a diorama for our encounters after we finish them. And then we have Anne's actual toolbox show, not the pro tips, at 3 p.m. on Wednesdays. Thursday, of course, is Painting Platinum and Reaper Live at 6 p.m. CST. And then you can get Reaperland and Bones 5 Live occasionally on Fridays, the Bones 5 Live part. Otherwise, Reaperland every Friday, 3 p.m. CST, whatever, words. There's my face again. Hope you guys have a great week. You're the best. Thank you, Toad. You're the best. Drop ones in chat if you're going to be painting this week. Who are we rating? Are we rating somebody?
Yeah, we probably should. I've been so enamored that I wasn't.
He's so enamored with me.
Yeah.
It's great.
Real question is, what do people want to see? You guys want to see some regular art? You guys want to see some more miniature painting? Let's do ones for miniature painting and maybe twos for some regular art. That way I can drive us to the right direction. Some more miniature painting. All right.
Got it.
Easy enough, guys. And then, if we get an opportunity to do some of the Warlord, you guys are welcome to come back to us when we get there. But until then, you guys have a wonderful evening, and we appreciate you guys for being here.
See you next week, guys.